This is One on One. Judy Gold is a comedian, actor, Emmy Award-winning writer, producer. You won those Emmys with Rosie O'Donnell?
Yes, for the Rosie O'Donnell show.
You made Rosie what she was at that time.
No, I didn't. She was her. I mean, I helped with the show. I was the human interest producer.
Will you stop? I'm just trying to build you up here.
Oh.
You're a Jersey girl.
I am a Jersey girl. Actually, my family settled here when they came over from Europe. They came to Perth Amboy, and my great-grandfather, my grandmother's father, Adolf Greenbaum, was the first president of Beth Mordechai Synagogue in Perth Amboy. And they had the first car in Perth Amboy. And my grandmother, who I knew, she was born in 1896. He would drive, they had a shofar, not a shofar, not Rosh Hashanah,
yes.
but and she made him drop her off a couple blocks away from school because she didn't want to show off. And she went to Newark Normal, which is now Kane College, and became a teacher and taught in Perth Amboy. And then well into her 80s, she was a substitute teacher in Elizabeth. And,
but you grew up in Clark.
But I grew up in Clark.
What was that like? Exit 135 on the Garden
It's 135, yeah.
Yeah, I know these things.
Yeah. Well, if you're from New Jersey.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was impressive. But you're not impressed.
Not really, Steve.
I knew it.
What was it like? It was...
For you.
For me...
Describe you as a kid.
Oh, please.
Come on.
I was 6 feet at 13. And growing up in the New Jersey suburbs was not my ideal scenario.
Because?
I got teased constantly.
Why?
Why do you do that?
I'm asking why.
We're from, look, you're a Jersey guy.
Go ahead.
We're very, I was...
Cynical?
Yeah. I mean, we
we
tell
just
it like
jerks?
it is. We're jerks. I was teased an incredible amount, bullied. They would say bullied these days. And my mother grew up in Manhattan, and I just wanted to move to Manhattan. But here's the thing. I had older parents. They were older when they had me. We had a beautiful garden. I mean, they grew all their own vegetables. So it really, truly is the Garden State, even though everyone makes fun of that. I went to Rutgers. I do feel, I travel all over. I can tell a Jersey person immediately. And I do feel I feel my roots are here,
There's something about us, isn't there?
There is.
What is it?
It's that brutal honesty, I think. You know what I mean?
The rest of the country, why are they sometimes offended by us?
Because they're intimidated. The rest of the country, because they have this vision of New Jersey as this cesspool. And when they realize, how many famous people live in New Jersey?
It doesn't stop.
I know.
And Bruce is just like, that's the obvious.
We have the shore. There's culture, there's food, it's an incredibly beautiful place.
Speaking of talent, first, the stand-up thing for you.
So I was in Rutgers, and we did this Secret Santa thing.
You were majoring in music, though.
Yes, I majored in music. I was in the marching band. These are all the reasons I was unpopular. Marching band, 6'3" by the time I graduated. Really, what more can you ask for? Clarinet in the marching band, and gigantic.
Go ahead. How'd you know you were funny?
I don't know. I was always funny. I don't know. I was just always kind of, except for this interview, I was really quick with the retorts.
I'm funny,
but it was
too.
Funny.
I know that nobody else believes it, but... Stop. See,
the crew is cracking up. I can't take it.
We don't need your nastiness right now. But seriously, you're 6'3", you're in the band, you're...
and I got teased a lot, and my mother told me to ignore everyone. Ignore them, they're jealous, ignore... And then, of course, later on, many years later, I'm in therapy, she said that was the worst thing you could have done.
That advice?
I should have told them.
You should have just taken them on and tell them where to go.
Yeah. But in my head, I was doing that already, so I think that's why I can deal with any heckler. You can't humiliate me. I've been through it all.
Stand up on a dare.
On a dare. It was Rutgers. I was at Campbell Hall. My RA, or my preceptor, as they called them there, Howard Rosenstein,
Italian. Go ahead.
Jew. He said, he sent me a note saying, you have to do 10 minutes of stand-up comedy and use everyone on the floor as material, because I was always funny and cracking jokes and telling stories. So I took the day off from class. I took it really seriously. And I did this show in the lounge, and I mean, it was like an out-of-body experience. It was like, I have to tell you, it was like God had spoken to me.
And the message was, I belong
This
here?
is what you need to do with the rest of your life. You need to be on the road, miserable, wondering when your next gig is. This is what you're meant to do.
It would build up your confidence and not play to your insecurities.
Yeah, exactly.
You love it, don't you?
I love stand-up.
Because?
There's something I get from stand-up that I don't get from anything else. It's in my bones, it's in my soul. I come from a very sarcastic family. I'm 53. Thank you, guys. Calm down.
No way.
I'm going to be 54 in November.
Get out of here. You look...
Anyway, and so
It must have been those years as a toll collector on the
Yes, I was a toll collector on the New Jersey
think I don't know
Turnpike.
these things?
That was one of my first jokes, actually.
What's the joke about
I
that?
don't even remember. I was like, I remember it was a very early joke, and I just remember during the joke, I was going like this the whole time. Thank you. I would be telling a joke and be like, thank you. But you know what? It was an amazing experience. It was between my freshman and sophomore years at Rutgers, and I got this job. And I worked from exits 9 to 13 over the summer, depending on who was going on vacation.
New Brunswick to Perth Amboy. Go ahead.
Right. No, New Brunswick to...
Oh, 13 is...
13 is like Carteret or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the airport. By the way, way too inside, but go ahead.
Yeah, so, and I remember I would do, the shift's ridiculous. It's 6 to, 2, 2 to 10, and 10 to 6. And whenever I had like a 10 to 6, I would have, I'm not kidding, other lanes, no one's in the lanes. And I have 90 trucks because they're all on the CB radio going, chicken lane 9.
Yes.
And I would have a huge line of, and people going to the Garden State Arts Center. I saw my first concert, Burt Bacharach and Dionne Warwick.
No, mine was James Taylor. Yours
was Burt Bacharach and Dionne Warwick at the Garden State Arts Center.
You remember it. Lawn seats?
Oh my God.
$5.
Lawn seats.
Right,
come on.
I'm just checking. Listen, they're telling me they want me to ask you about the LGBT advocacy work you do.
Yes, I'm a member
and
of
Jewish advocacy.
Okay. I'm a Jew, and I'm also a member of the LGBTQ or STUVWXYZ community, since we've taken every single person on. I don't know. I've been I've done a lot for Garden State Equality.
Great organization.
I love them. And I just, it's hard being, look, I grew up in New Jersey in the 70s in the suburbs. No one was out. And, living in the closet is probably the most painful thing a person can go through. You're essentially living a lie. And, Rutgers really was one of the first places where I really met gay people. And even in the 80s, I was there from 80 to 84, they had gay rights organizations. They were way ahead of the rest of the country as far as the gay and lesbian community is concerned. And, as someone who was bullied, growing up, not for that, but for other things, and seeing how, why shouldn't I be able to get married? The marriage equality to me is such a fundamental right. It's about dignity. It's about, especially after I had children, saying our family is as valid as yours. And when you have children who have no idea why, the parents can't get married, why we're treated differently, why I have to show papers at the airport and this and that, it's really unbelievable.
Let me do this. I hate even stopping you because I just like listening to you.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I know, but how about a segue?
Okay, go ahead.
The Louis Show.
Louis.
Acting. Set up this clip.
Well, I've done a lot of acting. I've done a lot of, one-person shows, and two one-person shows and theater. And Louis asked me to do this. I've known Louis. Look, I used to go to Catch a Rising Star in the 80s. When I was at Rutgers, I'd drive in and try to get on stage. And so it's so wonderful when you see your friends succeed.
Louis
C.K. So
This is a scene about surrogacy?
yeah, so he asked me to do this part, and he is a parent at the school, and
Can we see
it's
the clip?
very funny. Yes, he's a parent at the school. He has I have a potluck dinner. He shows up, and we tell him about, I introduce him to my wife, and I have a surrogate who is
It
having
take a
a
long
baby.
time to set up a clip. Let's watch.
Really?
Yeah, you do. Go
Well,
ahead.
too bad.
Renata, have you met Julianne? She's our surrogate.
No, how wonderful. Hello.
Hello.
May I?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh, so how'd you do it?
We got sperm from my friend at work who's gay and who died. Then we each put an egg in this thing that it
Spins around.
It randomly mixes the egg. So we have.
Is it harder to work with other comedians?
No, absolutely not. He's an amazing director because he knows exactly what he wants, and boom, absolutely. Look, I can't tell you, the comedy community is so close. It's like, I really feel like, we all say it, it's like you went to war together.
Like Woody Allen, you're working with him, right?
I just did Crisis in 6 Scenes. I had a scene with Woody, great.
The best?
He's so quick.
So working with Woody Allen, working with Louis C.K., working with me,
Oh, God, that's a tough one.
you don't feel the chemistry?
I mean, it's,
Comparable?
you really do remind me of Woody a lot.
Is this
All
the
right,
end of the
sorry.
show, guys? Are we transitioning to something else?
Transitioning, we can talk about that.
Listen, thank you so much,
What,
Judy.
that's it?
Yeah, that's it. You are the best. Is this the end of his show?
I came from New
beautiful-
York.
You came from Perth Amboy, New Jersey. She's made it big. Judy Gold, comedian, actor, Emmy Award-winning writer, producer, and star of One on One.
And I just did Shakespeare in the Park.
You're amazing. I love you.
Really?
Thank you.
Can we go out now?
No, of course we can.
All right, I'm switching over for you.
Again, me. I'm with you.
All right.
See you next time.